And guys, look at this. As soon as we head into a corner, there's nothing that Ricardo can do. I did think about a little bit of a lunge there up the inside, but I wanted the straight line speed. Look at this. ERS overtake mode is engaged, and we're going to have DRS in just a few seconds. DRS now open, and here we go towards the next corner. What's Ricardo going to be able to do? Will he defend inside? Will he defend outside? He defends inside. Turbocharged 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. We are back in F1 2020 My Team mode, ready for round number 2 of season 2 of My Team. We are heading towards a track that I really fell in love with, but which we're never going to see on the real life F1 calendar anymore. We are heading towards Hanoi for the Vietnamese Grand Prix. Guys, we started off this season absolutely insane, and I know it's been like, I think 2 months since the last My Team episode. Guys, the past 2 months have been absolutely insane for me, so I do apologize for the minimal amount of content. It's really been a hectic 2 months for me. But guys, we are back. Remember to drop a like down below on the video before we do anything else. And guys, also a little bit of bad news for to start off this video with. Guys, I do not know why, but you guys will see at the end of the race, for some other reason, the game had an error with the replay footage, as well as the highlights. You guys know I usually show the highlights at the end of the video before I say goodbye. But there was literally on the game no replay files or highlight files whatsoever after the race. You guys are going to see at the end of the race, there's going to pop up an error screen as Crofty and Martin Brundle read the results of the top 3 and everything and drive of the day and bloody fish paste. So there's nothing I could do about that. I don't know what happened. So just like the F2 sprint race we did in Brazil, this is all going to be my personal POV. You guys know I don't like showing everything just about myself. I want to try and show as much about the AI drivers as well, because that makes the videos just so much more interesting. But unfortunately for this one, it's going to be me, myself, and I that you guys see. Not the point. You guys see we just purchased a fabrication upgrade for the powertrain of our facilities. Which I felt we really needed. But guys, because it was 2 months ago, let's quickly have a little bit of a revamp about what happened. Remember, our new teammate is Alexander Albon. We stole him from Red Bull, and Max Verstappen's new teammate is Carlos Sainz. But we won the first race in Bahrain. I don't know how. We didn't have the pace to win, but we did. We had Romain Grosjean finish P3 behind Bottas. Danny Kvyat was in P4. Excuse my laptop in the background. Danny Kvyat finished P4, the new boy at McLaren, him and Grosjean basically just swapped a bit of seats there. And yeah, George Russell is now at Haas. It's been a real shuffle of the grid just for me taking Alex Albon. But you guys can see, unfortunately, we had an upgrade.
Event where some of the world's finest drivers will be treating us to a special exhibition of some of the sport's most iconic cars.
Excuse me for just suddenly cutting myself off there. I didn't keep an eye on my script. Not the point. Guys, we're here for an invitational event that I'm quickly just going to show you guys the highlights of. So just enjoy that on the background while I talk. So unfortunately, we had an upgrade on the aerodynamic side of things fail. Not the worst thing in the world, but like I said, guys, by the end of the season, I want to be a proper front-running team. The fact that we won the first race was just pure luck, guys. I mean, you guys know Bahrain. The strategies, if you have a good strategy and you are not stuck in traffic for big amounts of time in the race, you easily can get a very solid top 5 finish. And the fact that we won that, it's still not yet sunk into my brain that we won the first round of season 2. And I feel we are by far the most beautiful car on the grid. The white, the purple, and the green, it looks so good. I still love the way we look. Our helmets, our suits, our gloves, our everything just looks so good. I think Alex Albon feels very much prettier than he did back at Red Bull. In any case, guys, so yeah, we had an upgrade fail. Like you guys saw, we purchased a powertrain. Bahrain facility upgrade on the fabrication. There's a lot happening because we are preparing to be a front-running team for Season 3. Now, guys, also a little bit of bad news once again that I do apologize for. Guys, financially, with you guys know, I don't have a job. Currently, with the whole COVID-19 situation all around the world, especially with it being very bad in South Africa currently, I haven't been able to find a job now for basically a year. I've been jobless for a year now, and I do not know how I'm going to get my hands onto F1 2021. But guys, if that is the case, you guys that have been my subscribers for who knows how long now, I'm going to continue with F1 2020. I'm going to continue career mode, I'm going to continue my team, and obviously the F2 is going to end, but we will figure out something else to do. The only thing I ask of you guys is to still show support. I will try and get my hands on F1 2021 as soon as possible, but basically I'm going to have to wait for a massive special on the PlayStation Store before I can do anything. So, just so you guys know that, I do apologize for that, but with this whole COVID-19 thing, it's really been tough to get a job in South Africa, and it's been the past 18 months in South Africa, even before Corona hit. It's not been an easy time in South Africa. So, guys, I do apologize for that. I know it's a bit of bad news, but F1 2020 is still a fantastic game, and we are still going to be able to have a lot of fun. And I'm going to play this game literally until I get my hands on F1 2021. I'm very disappointed because Codemasters are really knocking F1 2021 out of the park. I can't wait. But like I said, I can only get my hands on the game as soon as stuff goes a bit better. I mean, even my father, who has a job, he is still not yet back on full pay. He's been for more than a year now because of the whole Corona thing once again. He hasn't been receiving full pay. So he's still not back on 100%. So it's really been a little bit of nip and tuck here my surname is Hanekom in the Hanekom household. But I know you guys that have been my core supporters from day one will always keep supporting me, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. But guys, that has been the little invitational event, a little bit of extra cash in the pocket, as well as just, a little bit of fun with driving with the vintage cars. You guys know I always love driving the vintage cars, so this was a lot of fun. We end the event, we get our 1,000 acclaim, we get our, how much do we get? I think it's $100,000 if I'm not mistaken. So nice moolah in the bank, a nice little bit of acclaim for myself and Albin. So yeah, it's $150,000 and a 1,000 acclaim. I'll take that any day of the week. And now it is time to head towards Vietnam. Now here you guys can see once again, I have to repurchase that drag reduction upgrade on the aerodynamics, but we'll do that as soon as we have a little bit of resource points induction like that, which we just received. We're not going to have much left, but yeah, we'll repurchase the drag reduction upgrade. I also forgot to even freaking give my team activities. That shows you guys how long ago I've played the game and how hectic the past 2 months have been. But yeah, we've got 2 chassis upgrades fitted to the car. Fabrication is now Spec 2. Things are looking juicy here for Turbo Fox Racers. For iiTzTurbo Boosted Racing. Sorry, I just love my YouTube channel, but for iiTzTurbo Boosted Racing, we are officially the 4th quickest car on the grid according to the R&D. But we'll check out a more detailed graph as we headed towards the race weekend. So guys, momentum is on our side, and I think it's going to be a very, very solid weekend from us. I honestly can't wait to see what happens in Vietnam. I know I'm quick around Vietnam, and we really just have to see what happens. I don't think we're going to be leading. I think we're going to struggle to get into the top 10. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I think it's going to be a very tough battle with McLaren, Renault, AlphaTauri, Ferrari, and even Red Bull. So yeah, here you guys can see we are now in Hanoi. Mercedes are leading the way with the R&D graph with Racing Point P2. P3 is Red Bull, very close behind Racing Point. Then we have shot up now to P4, but we are basically in the mix with Ferrari, McLaren, AlphaTauri, and Renault. So those 5 teams are basically fighting for, if you look at the graph, from 7th all the way down to what? That's 5 teams, that's 10 cars. So from 7th to 17th. No, 7th. No, that's 8 cars. 8 cars, it's 40. No, it's 5 teams. Oh my word, my brain is not working today, not the point. You guys know what I mean. And then you've got Alfa Romeo and Haas very, very involved in their own little battle there. And Williams are just absolutely nowhere. But that is the graph for the R&D guys. Remember, this is only a 16 race calendar, not the full 22 like we had in season 1. And I do admit, I do like this shorter 16 race calendar, but it is now time for qualifying. We are now in qualifying, guys, heading towards the end of our first run in Q1. And guys, I think the way that I said it's now time for qualifying was the cringiest way I've ever said that. But that is why you guys love me. At the end of
this lap, then come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Thank you, Jeff. At the end of our first run, we only managed P13. We are down to P14 come the end of Q1. So we are most definitely in the danger zone with Vettel, Stroll, Magnussen, and Grosjean around us. Here we go. You can see, I just love this final sector. You can really just fling the car around like an absolute animal. It feels freaking fantastic. I can't believe we're never going to see this track in real life. Not the point. Open up DRS. We head towards the end of Q1, and we get ourselves through up into P10. But that is where the good news stops. Because unfortunately, my teammate, Alex Albon, is out of qualifying. He's behind the horse of George Russell. Are you kidding me? Guys, if this is the type of performance that Albon is going to put in, I'm not even going to keep him halfway through the season. I'm going to give him the boot. But let's just see what happens. Coming towards the end of our first run in Q2, obviously on a ward set of soft tires. Not the best run. We are currently sitting pretty in P11. And why is it that the Renaults are suddenly stupidly quick in my team mode as well as career mode? Ricardo, Ocon, Fusech. Oh my word. Renault are just on another level. Like, really, they are. But guys, let's strap on a new set of soft tires. You guys did see that we went for the softest, for the tire setup for the weekend. I went soft setup.
Checks complete. We're ready.
Thank you very much, Jeff. So we've got 9 sets of soft tires, 3 sets of mediums, and only 1 set of hards. But you never use hards throughout this weekend, so there's no point in using that set of tires. But guys, let's go for a beautiful lap. Well, let's go for a lap here around the beautiful track of Hanoi. The Hanoi City Street Circuit, basically. First corner, very, very weird corner. You really have to float the car around the outside, and then it's all of a sudden just cuts towards the inside. We're now headed on towards the first of the many straights here, first of 3 straights here around Hanoi. Later to the brakes into this next corner, mount the curbs very aggressively. You need to save as much time as possible, and the track limits aren't very strict there, so you can really play a bit with your track limits. 4th gear on the way out, now heading on towards this almost never-ending back straight. It's not really a straight, it starts to curve eventually, but it's basically a straight because it's flat out. Open up DRS, we are now over 330 kilometers an hour. There we go, 331, 332, 333, 334, 335, as we just hammer on the anchors into the tightest corner on the F1 calendar, well, the virtual F1 calendar, through the hairpin, plant the power as quickly as possible on the way out, and now heading in towards my favorite sector. Down to 3rd gear, mount the curb on the inside, swerve the car on the way to the outside, but try and miss that outside curb like I did, and now we head into the S's. This next left-hander is flat out through there, into this next right one, 5th gear through here, down to 5th gear and 4th gear, once again, very aggressive over the curb there. I really thought that I would get a lap invalidation there, through the final S, into the penultimate corner. It's a very tight left-hander. Now heading towards the final corner, hug the inside wall and drift towards the outside, open up DRS, and we are in P12. Okay guys, the pace clearly isn't there. Hopefully our race pace is better, but it's P12 behind Lando Norris and ahead of Esteban Ocon. I think it's going to be a very in between Norris and Ocon. We're going to have a tough race ahead of us to get points, but you guys know I love some competition.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more, as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam. A lap of Hanoi circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss McLaren? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamics in terms of getting...
As hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights.
Time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying shift. And it's Ricciardo, Gasly and Lance Stroll, Norris, Parker, Esteban Ocon and Grosjean, Magnussen, Vettel, George Russell and Alexander Albon, Raikkonen, Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Guys, I seriously apologize for the very jumpy intro towards the race there. I did not realize it was that bad. But yeah, you guys still have most of the grid, but also you guys know plus minus where everybody is thanks to qualifying. But I do apologize for that. Guys, because we're outside the top 10, I'm going to go for a very awkward strategy. I'm starting on the mediums, but going on to doing a two-stop onto two sets of softs, because I feel our car is really quick on low fuel with soft tires, and that is what I want to try and again, you know, work with. So it's going to be a good race. We need points after, I mean, we won the first race. So it's going to be a good one. I'm very much looking forward to this. I love driving around Vietnam, and I mean, that strategy is even a tenth quicker than the one that the game, well, that Jeff gave to us. But guys, it's race time. Let's jam together and make sure you're subscribed.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through? For you, 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 won't you let the light shine through?
Ready for the Vietnamese Grand Prix here in my team. Like I said at the beginning, it's only going to be my personal POV. I'm sorry, but 5 red lights and it's go, go, go for the Vietnamese Grand Prix from B12 on the grid. Stroll right ahead of us alongside Lando Norris. Lando also got a beautiful start there. We head into the first quarter, later to the brakes. We go around the outside of Pierre Gasly as the two McLaren drivers, Kvyat and Norris, are side by side with Charles Leclerc. Kvyat gets a little bit of a slipping out of the sandwich moment there, and now it's Leclerc and Norris side by side. Ooh, a little bit of a jolt there in the recording once again. Stop it, game. Stop it, PlayStation. Stop recording like your bum. In any case, we are up into P10. We're into the points, but it's only the first few quarters. Here comes Pierre Gasly around the outside. I'm late onto the brakes. Let's see, go to the inside. Gasly actually hits me there. You guys saw my hand fly up in the air. And Leclerc and Norris are caught napping. They're sleeping at the inside of the roundabout. But Norris just shoves me out of the way. What is it with all these young drivers just thinking that they're playing ping pong, not racing Formula 1 cars? But here we go, down the back straight, slipstream. Here we go. Oh my word, can I just please stop burping? It's slipstream, ERS also as well. Let's get later to the brakes. It's very late, but we get the move done on Lando Norris. And that is us now up into P8, right behind Danny Kvyat and Carlos Sainz. Sainz is in P6? I could have sworn he qualified better, but okay, let's just go for it. So, It's been a good first lap, guys. I'm actually leading the way. It's one of the Mercedes, and I think, no, I know it's Bottas. Then it's the Renault of Ricciardo, followed by Lewis Hamilton in P3. Then you've got the 2 Red Bulls of Verstappen and Sainz, then Kvyat, and then myself. Just so you guys know, plus minus where everybody is. We are already out of ERS come the end of this lap. I really used a lot this first lap. But through the final corner, Valtteri Bottas sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix because it's the first lap, and the race is now officially underway. You guys can see I overfueled the car quite heavily because I want to be aggressive on my 2 soft tire stints. Even though 9 laps is a big stretch for the softs, they usually after 8 laps they are done and dusted. But yeah, so you guys can see whoa, what a very big lunge there from myself to just defend from Lando. That was very, very, very aggressive. But luckily no contact was made. I did a little bit of a Daniel Ricciardo, only in a defensive manner. But you guys can see I'm outside of 1 second of Danny Kvyat, and there's no DRS yet, so I don't even have slipstream. And look at the power of the Renault engine in the back of that McLaren, and Leclerc is lurking from behind. Here we go, late to the brakes, Norris on the inside, Leclerc on the outside. We have to take a very tight line through that corner, but we just defend from Norris and Leclerc. But guys, one thing that I knew was on the heavy fuel, the mediums are the better tire at the beginning of the races around Hanoi, because the softs on heavy fuel, they just start dying from 4 to 5 laps into the race, and then the mediums are in their element. So I just knew I was going to have to defend from Norris and Leclerc for these first few laps. Later to the brakes, how did I miss Kvyat there? A little bit of contact. It's 3 wide. Norris, why are you spinning me? Oh my word, that was absolutely insane. There's a piece of front wing flying there. Little bit of a quick replay here, guys. Excuse the very bad replay, because obviously at this stage of the race I thought that you guys were going to have replay cameras, but oh my word, how did we... Norris almost spun me there. He broke his front wing, and now we are just right behind Kvyat. We start lap 4, and like I said, the mediums are already into their element, but that was a 3 wide moment, bumping and barging throughout that hairpin. That was not pretty. And yes, I know I caused that, but I just misjudged my braking very, very badly. But you guys can see I'm still behind Kvyat. He leaves the door wide open. We go up to the inside. We squeeze him towards the outside. And that is us now up into P7. And guys, all of a sudden, the pace just got better and better and better and quicker and quicker and quicker. I got faster every single lap almost. And you guys can see right ahead, Hamilton has fallen from P3 all the way down to P5, and he is now under pressure from Carlos Sainz, as Sainz is actually going for a move on the multiple world champion. Sainz right around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Beautiful move there from Carlos Sainz. And guys, also, I was catching them quickly, not because they were battling. I was catching them. I was just, all of a sudden, I was quick. And we are now on to lap 6. Well, busy with lap 6, on to lap 7 now. And you can see, in the third sector on lap 7, I'm behind the quickest cars on the grid. I'm literally sniffing the gearbox oil of Lewis Hamilton, who is also still hanging on to Sainz. This train is basically the racing point of, oh, there goes Hamilton. He does it into the pit lane. You guys see, soft tires are dead. 7 laps, they're dead. Well, now it's actually the Mercedes of Hamilton is in. Bottas has stayed out, but I mean, guys, look who's leading the way. It's no longer Bottas. That is the Renault of Daniel Ricciardo. Look at the minimap. Then you've got Bottas P2. One of the racing points are now in P3, battling away with Verstappen, and then you've got Sainz right here ahead of me, and we are now in P6. It's actually, it's Sergio Perez in the racing point, who is actually going side by side with Max Verstappen, Mexican versus Dutch. Here we go, we are right behind Carlos Sainz. He's got nowhere to go. It's Dive Man McGee time. Just don't run into the back of Max. Beautiful move up the inside of Carlos Sainz as we get ourselves up into the top 5. Beautiful, beautiful move there. And guys, also, you guys saw at the end of the first lap, Carlos Sainz actually came into the pit lane. He had a little bit of an incident on the first lap where he broke his front wing. So he is also already out of contention for 80 points today. But you guys can see there, Verstappen and Perez, well actually Ricciardo, Bottas, Perez and Verstappen are into the lane. So we will now take over the lead of the Vietnamese Grand Prix as Carlos Sainz is staying out another lap on those softs. How did he do that? 2 laps later, on lap 10, it's our turn. Sainz came in at the end of lap 9. So now we're going to see where we shuffle out. As you guys quickly see, that actually that like lap 10 is usually the lap where I pause end my one recording and start a new one to make sure that the lagginess of the recordings are as minimal as possible. So that's why there was a little bit of a dip there. So just excuse that, guys. I couldn't edit everything out, you know. I tried my best, but I couldn't. We come into the lane, off of the mediums onto the softs. We're going to be on the softs for the rest of this Grand Prix. 2 sets of softs. So we are going to be very, very quick. Out of the lane, here we go. And you got to see it's a big cluster ahead of us. Where are we going to emerge? It's very aggressive coming out of the pit lane. Sainz is right there. We go right around the outside of Carlos Sainz. Will we get P4? Here we go. We go right around the outside of Carlos Sainz. We are ahead of both Red Bulls and the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. We find ourselves one position away from the podium. How have we gone from P12 to P4 in 11 laps? Less than 11 laps. Here we go. Perez is napping. It's the podium. Okay, well, we maybe just made a mistake because now he's going to have DRS on us.
Bottas is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 4.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:37.3.
Okay, you guys, as I obviously just said before, we talked a little bit to Jeff as we nearly ran into the back of Sergio Perez. I actually think I did nip him there. He had a lockup mid-corner. Why? And that's a really weird place to have a lockup. Side by side, heading into the third sector. Around the outside, we've got the grip advantage. See you later, Sergio. See you later, alligator. And guys, now we're here towards the end of lap 12, and looky here. We have caught up to Bottas. Guys, like I said just a few minutes ago, the pace just got better and better and better. We set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 1:35.9.
31.7 seconds.
I mean, where is this pace coming from? Where? I don't know where this pace is coming from. This is so much better pace than we had back at Bahrain. Did those upgrades really make such a huge difference? Oh my googly moogly. Guys, I'm speechless. How are we at this stage of the Grand Prix actually fighting for a podium, busy chasing down a Mercedes? And I mean, I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm quicker than Ricciardo as well, who is leading the race. I mean, what's going on? This is not supposed to happen. We've got DRS engaged. We're going to have DRS now on Valtteri Bottas. Here we go towards this very, very tight braking zone. 340 kilometers an hour plus. Here we go into the corner. I actually dive out early, but Bottas leaves the outside open. He tries to squeeze me onto the curb, which he does, but to no avail because we are on the softs. He's on the mediums. He's actually going to try and end the race aggressively like myself because he's gone softs, mediums, and he's gone softs to mediums, and he's going to end on softs. I've gone mediums to softs. So mine is medium, soft, softs. His is soft, medium, softs. So his middle stint is going to be longer than mine.
He's in the pits.
Oh, okay, guys, Ricciardo is in the pits like you guys just heard from Jeff there. So this is now it's going to get juicy because, guys, Ricciardo went soft. You guys saw how quickly I caught Valtteri Bottas, who's in a quicker car. We are going to go on to a second set of softs in just a few laps. We can actually win this Grand Prix from P12 on the grid. How is this possible? Like, seriously, how is this even possible? We head towards the end of lap 19. I think this is actually the lap where I'm going to go into the pit lane. But how is this even happening? Yes, into the lane we come. Onto the brakes. Beautiful entry to the pit lane. And now, guys, I'm going to skip a bit forward because this is a long pit lane. Now, guys, look at the mini-map. There goes Ricciardo. Oh, a little bit of a jump there. Sorry about that once again. Stupid recording. Ricciardo has passed. Bottas has stayed out. He's not yet pitted. Here comes Ocon, who's still also... no, he's actually on a one stop. He's on the hards. But we are out in P3. Only 5.9, 5.8. Okay, 6 seconds behind Ricciardo.
Ricciardo is ahead of you. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:37.6.
Okay, you guys see he's in the 1:37s. You guys are going to see which times we start posting. And you guys look, as we go through the quarter, it's already down to 5.3 seconds. Oh my word. We jumped to lap 22. It's come down to 1.5 seconds. Obviously, I can't show you guys Bottas' pit stop. But he is now onto the softs as well. So he's chasing as well. Ricciardo has got a problem. There is there's 7 laps to go if you count lap 22. And I'm catching him like freaking boogers out of your nose when you sneeze. I mean... It's a achoo, and then there's snot all over your desk. That's how quickly I'm catching him. It's instant. Look at that, 1.7. Now he's a little bit quicker in the straights because he does have less downforce, but as soon as I'm within 1 second and within DRS, he's got a problem. Oh, a little bit of a tag slapper there heading into sector 3. But guys, specifically sector 3, I am absolutely eating Ricardo for breakfast. These softs are a beautiful tire to be on, and it is most definitely the best race tire here today. Yeah, it's down to 1.5 seconds. Oh my word, okay, back up to 1.6. We start lap 23, and our fastest lap at this stage is a 1 minute 35.4. We head towards the end of lap 23. We open up DRS. We go, not quicker because I was stuck behind Ricardo in the third sector. But guys, it's time now. There's 5 laps to go of the Vietnamese Grand Prix, and we actually have a retirement from one of the Alfa Romeos. I think it is Kimi Räikkönen. But here we go, guys. We are on board of we are on top of Ricardo. Ooh, a little bit of a bad exit there coming through. What's that? T1, 2, 3, through T3 and T4. So we they do lose a little bit. And oh god, it's actually Sebastian Vettel who's out of the Grand Prix. That's sad. So one less car for Ferrari. And guys, look at this. As soon as we head into a corner, there's nothing that Ricardo can do. I did think about a little bit of a lunge there up the inside, but I wanted the straight line speed. Look at this. ERS overtake mode is engaged, and we're going to have DRS in just a few seconds. DRS now open, and here we go towards the next corner. What's Ricardo going to be able to do? Will he defend inside? Will he defend outside? He defends inside. We are onto the anchors, side by side with the Renault driver. Around the outside, we've got the grip. There's nothing that Danny Rick can do, and we take the lead of the Vietnamese Grand Prix. Oh my word. And guys, basically, I pulled out about 2 seconds, and then lap 27 started, and now we're on to the final lap. My tires were dead. I pushed so hard to catch up to Ricardo that the final 2 laps, I had no tires left whatsoever. So Ricardo, who was still being caught by Bottas, but Bottas basically his charge halted at about 3.5 seconds. And now the mediums are doing what they are supposed to do. They are quicker at the end of their life cycle. So now Ricardo is the quicker man. And Roman Grosjean has been disqualified. Okay, guys, I wish I had replay files, because why is he disqualified? I want to know. What did he do? Not the points. Okay, on to this back straight for one final time. And as you guys can see, I've saved up all my ERS. But that Renault is an absolute beast in a straight line, so I can't just not think about him. Here he comes. It's very quick. He's opened up DRS. Look at the closing speed, but it's too little too late for Daniel Ricciardo. Into the hairpin for the final time this weekend. We get a good exit coming out of the corner. And guys, that's it. It's over a second again. I think Ricciardo's tires are also at their last legs. And here we go into the final sector, and I know he's not going to be able to do anything throughout this sector. How have we gone from P12 to in a position to win this Grand Prix? We're going to come into the third to last corner, now the penultimate one. And I honestly don't know how we have now won the first 2 races of the season. It's been fantastic. We take the win in Vietnam!
That's a race win. You've really been great today.
Their car was really effective in the slipstream here today, and the team would be pleased that they didn't cook the engine, given how long they were spending in the hot air behind other cars. They had a lot of confidence to push their tyres hard as well, especially going into the corners, which allowed for some late braking and some exciting passes.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium. So let's review the updated driver standings. Parker increases their championship lead. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
I have to give it to Parker. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. The owner-drivers team moved to the top of the table. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? We all underestimated you, didn't we? You left some body work out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip? Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Claire, you very beautiful lady, and your +1 cameraman. Guys, I don't have a lot of time because obviously you guys know there's no highlights. So you guys are just going to look at the championship points. I need to talk really quickly before the video ends. But guys, where did that race pace come from? Of any video ever where I do not have replay files thanks to the game giving me an error like you guys saw at the end of the race, I think this was the perfect race because you guys saw how on rails this car is. It's clear we need to work on our quali pace, but race pace, we've got no problem because we were the fastest car in the race. And unfortunately, I'm going to be a bit harsh on Alex here. I know he got screwed over in Bahrain, but this race, it was just a silly mistake. And I'm not going to lie, guys, he recovered well. I think he ended up in P12 after literally being last at the end of the first lap. So he did do a very good recovery drive. But I need him to support me because it's clear I thought we were going to be in the championship fight for season 3. Look at this. We're leading the Constructors' Championship over Mercedes and Renault and Red Bull. Ferrari are sitting at P7. How? Look at the Drivers' Championship. We're leading the way. We are still in the lead. Valtteri is on 34 points. Then you've got Ricciardo P3, Kvyat in P4 for McLaren, Grosjean sitting pretty in P5 for AlphaTauri. Then you've got the 2 Red Bulls in P6 and P8. Sainz is tied with Hamilton on 12 points, and then Vettel is in P9. How has this season started so absolutely insane? I don't have any advice. Well, I don't have any explanation for you guys. But guys, if this video hasn't deserved your like, I don't know what will. Drop a like down below. While you're there, please go check out the links in the description down below. And if this is your first time viewing Turbo Fox races, sorry for a little bit of a sketchy race, but guys, usually my videos are a lot better quality. So make sure to hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all for the next video. We don't know what's gonna happen. Cheers!
Go!